Hello everyone, my name is Chao. Today I'm going to present our toolkit for simulation and verification of UTM systems. This is a joint work with my colleagues, Hussein, Ibram, Ifan, and my advisor, Professor Sean Mitran. We're a team from UIUC. To start with, our motivation comes from the UTM concept of operations report published by FAA. In this report, it predicted that by 2023, 2 to 3 millions of unmanned aircraft are expected to be flying in the US. NASA, FAA, and other corporations are actively developing UTM use cases and protocols in order to safely operate a large number of autonomous aircrafts. However, our finding is that there's a lack of a framework to formally verify or simulate or analyze the communication and the intent information exchange of UTM protocols. Therefore, our contribution of this work is the SkyTrakx toolkit. It includes all of our effort in formalizing how to design a UTM protocols, how to verify the correctness of the designed protocols, and how to use simulation to evaluate the performance of the protocols. In the UTM concept of operations, there is the essential building block to share intent information. The term is called operation volumes. On the high level, in operation volumes is to indicate a region of airspace that a air vehicle will occupy in an interval of time. For example, on the figure on the top, we can see the original operation volumes for a fleet of drones, and then there is the green operation volumes for a airplane. As we can see, the operation volumes can show that the fleet of drones pass through the runway even before the airplane approaches. This is how you exchange the intent and plan the operations. And on the bottom, it is showing how a drone can follow its proposed operation volumes. So in order to formally verify the UTM systems, we first need to formalize the notion of operation volumes. Here we illustrate the mathematical definition of operation volumes in using one dimension regions and one dimension for time. We can, for example, consider the altitude range is the region of an air vehicle. The formal definition of an operation volumes is a list of pairs consist of a region Ri paired with a time point Ti. And a air vehicle strictly follows an operation volume at a certain time point. T is that if T is within range Ti to Ti plus 1, then the vehicle should be flying within the region Ri, except for the last rate region Rk. If your current time is already past the last time point Tk, then you should always stay within Rk, which means you probably stopped or landed, or otherwise, if the Rk is an empty set, then you probably left the airspace of interest. So now we compare how does our operation volume definition with the operation volume defined in the UTM ComOps. In the UTM ComOps, we visualize how, for example, two drones, they should schedule two operation volumes that should be separated in time or in space. They call it temporal or spatial separation. In our visualization, we can see that either time or region separation are all captured by disjointness of this time with region space. So with the formal definition of the operation volumes, now we can design a UTM protocol by sharing the operation volumes between vehicles and the airspace managers. In this particular example, we designed a centralized airspace manager to approve or reject operation volumes requested by each of the vehicles. For example, in these vehicle 2's first request, and then at this point, airspace manager replied yes. And when vehicle 1 requested, it will check if the requested operation volume is disjoint with the pre-existing operation volumes. And we check it is disjoint, so it will reply yes to the vehicle 1. On the other hand, for when vehicle 3 is requesting a new operation volume, but the Airspace Manager finds that it's not disjoint with pre-existing operation volumes, then it replies no. So for this kind of UTM protocols, we are interested in verifying two properties. The safety property, that is to make sure that the Airspace Manager maintain a consistent record of disjoint operation volumes. A consistent record is meaning that the record of operation volumes it maintains should be consistent with the operation volumes that really followed by each of the vehicles under concurrency, under communication delay. The other interesting property is to make sure that all vehicles eventually can find in operation volumes approved by the manager so that it does not wait indefinitely long. And we will skip the detailed proof of safety and liveness proofs here. We encourage interested audience to read our extended version of SkyTrakx on archive. And inside we provide detailed proof of the safety and liveness, including how to apply automated formal verification tools using Dafny and Dione to prove part of the safety proofs. And for the design of this UTM protocol, there is a assumption underlying that is that the UTM protocol is safe only when each of the vehicles strictly follows their proposed operation volumes. So another natural question to ask is how do we generate reasonable operation volumes that each of the vehicles can follow easily? Our finding of OV generation problem is that this is actually depends on the vehicle dynamics of specific kinds of vehicles. And we also find that we can reduce the problem of finding a good over operation volumes to reachability analysis for dynamical systems. So the reachability analysis of dynamical systems can calculate an overapproximation of reachable set of vehicle states. And with the overapproximation of the reachable set of states, we can calculate reachable positions from the reachable states using some simple projections and coordinate transformation. So in this particular work, we use the DriveVR. It is a reachability analysis tool that can support black box executable models in which we use it with simulation engines. So we can generate simulation traces, and the DriveVR will return a reachable set, over approximates all the traces. So for example, the figure on the right shows the reachability analysis result for ROS plane, which is a fixed wing plane model, when it is loitering and when it is descending. And we use the Gazebo generated simulation trace to calculate the reachable sets. And as you can see, the DriveVR can learn results even under with a small amount of noises and disturbance that is introduced in the simulation. So given the reachability analysis result, we actually see a spectrum of different OV generation strategies. So on the left-hand side, we can use last time points with larger regions to produce more conservative operation volumes. On the right-hand side, we can use more time points with smaller regions so that it occupies less region of airspace. And we call this the more aggressive approaches. We will further discuss the comparison between conservative and aggressive strategies in the experiment section. So to evaluate the performance of the UTM protocol we designed and the operation volume generation strategies, we use the ROS and Gazebo-based simulation engines. And in our toolkit, we actually include two different kinds. One is the Hector quadrotor, which is a drone model, and then another model is the ROS plane model, which is a fixed wing aircraft model. And we measure and compare the performance and workload on the Airspace Managers under different scenarios against more and more a number of agents. To simplify the presentation, and so we only show the result for the quadrotors in this presentation, and we specify the region of space using hyperrectangles. So in our experiment result, we first measure the performance using the response time as a matrix. The response time shows how much time a vehicle takes to finish traverse its design plane. And at the worst case, we see that the response time increases linearly. And this is because every vehicle has to wait in a line and then wait for the previous vehicle to finish all the whole plane. And to measure the workload on the Airspace Manager, we measure the number of disjointness queries on the operation volumes per second, and we find out that the disjointness queries of operation volumes increases quadratically, but in the worst case, because in the worst case, it has to compare for each pair of participating vehicles in the system. But we also measure a more fine-grained metrics, which is directly checking the disjointness of each regions. In our experiment, these are rectangles. We check the disjointness of rectangles, and surprisingly, we find that the number of disjointness on each regions actually increases only linearly. And our observation is that for each of the disjointness on the operation volumes, it does not necessarily have to check disjointness of each pair of rectangles. Sometimes it will early terminates when the first few rectangles intersect, or if the operation volumes are trivially disjoint. Further, we conduct another experiment comparing the aggressive and the conservative operation volume generation strategy. The aggressive strategies provides 1.3 to 2.8 times speed up, but with the cost of 2 to 5 times more disjointness queries per second on the rectangles. And this actually gives us a design choice when choosing different OV generations, that there's a trade-off between response time and the workload. To summarize, we provide our toolkit, SkyTrakx, and it enables us to verify the UTM protocols using the definition of operation volumes. And then we use reachability analysis to generate reasonable operation volumes. And finally, we can use simulation to evaluate the performance and workload on our designed UTM protocols. For future directions, our lab currently is exploring the collision avoidance protocols such as ACAS XU to handle the operation volumes violations, especially when, for example, there is hardware failure, which the violation of operation volumes is unavoidable. And the other interesting direction is to design the protocol that involves multiple airspace managers managing different part of the airspace, and how do they collaborate while maintaining the safety and the liveness properties we mentioned before. So this is the end of my presentation. If you're interested in using our toolkit, you can find it on our GitHub page through the link, or I can be reached through my emails. And these are my colleagues involved in this project. Thanks for listening. Thank you.